Let me ask you something. How many glasses of plain water did you drink today? 2? Maybe 8 if you're being healthy? Most men think that's enough, but here's the surprising truth. After the age of 50, water alone doesn't do what it used to. Studies show that blood vessel function, especially in men, starts to decline by as much as 25% after midlife. The cells that line your arteries, the ones responsible for releasing nitric oxide and keeping your blood flowing freely, become less active, less responsive. So even if you're drinking plenty of water, your body isn't absorbing hydration in a way that supports real circulation or energy. That's the silent problem. And it's one of the biggest reasons men over 50 start to feel tired, foggy, and less confident in the bedroom. You're not dehydrated in the classic sense. You're dehydrated at the cellular level. Your vessels are no longer getting the electrical and mineral balance they need to open up and move blood efficiently, and plain water, stripped of minerals, devoid of nitrates, simply can't fix that. So before we go deeper, I want to know, how old are you and where are you watching from? Drop your age and country in the comments because you'll see something interesting. Men all over the world are dealing with the exact same thing. And if you're new here, subscribe to this channel so you don't miss the next step in this series, because once you understand how nitric oxide works, everything about men's vitality begins to make sense. Now here's the question I want you to think about. If plain water doesn't restore real hydration, what should you be drinking to bring your energy and blood flow back? We'll get there, but first, it's important to understand what's happening underneath. When the endothelium, that inner lining of your arteries, becomes less flexible, it's like trying to push water through an old narrow hose. The pressure builds, the flow weakens, and every organ downstream suffers. That includes your heart, your brain, and yes, your ability to maintain a strong, full erection. It's not about age alone, it's about chemistry. Your body is losing the ability to make nitric oxide, the molecule that keeps everything moving. So when you're drinking glass after glass of plain water, you're hydrating the surface, but starving the system that depends on flow. When you start giving your body the right mix of minerals and natural nitrates, everything changes. Your vessels open up, your energy smooths out, your circulation wakes back up. That's the first step. Not another pill, not another trick, just smarter hydration that restores what time slowly took away. Because after 50, it's not about how much water you drink. It's about what that water can do for you. Nitric oxide is one of the most powerful molecules your body makes, and yet most people have never even heard of it. It's not a supplement, it's not a pill, it's a natural gas your body produces to keep every vessel open, every muscle supplied, and every organ alive with oxygen. When you were younger, your body made plenty of it. You didn't have to think about blood flow. You didn't have to think about energy or recovery. It just worked. But after 50, that chemistry starts to slow down. The enzymes that create nitric oxide from the foods you eat begin to fade in activity, and suddenly your body loses the spark that used to ignite your circulation. Here's what makes it fascinating. Nitric oxide doesn't just help the heart, it plays a direct role in sexual performance. Every time you're aroused, your nerves send a signal that tells your arteries to open. That signal depends entirely on nitric oxide. Without it, those arteries stay constricted, the blood doesn't rush in, and you lose that firmness, that fullness, that sense of vitality you once took for granted. It's not about testosterone alone, it's about how well your blood moves. Now, when you combine age with stress, poor sleep, and processed food, the drop in nitric oxide becomes even sharper. Your system is running on low fuel, and plain hydration can't fix that. The good news is you can rebuild it naturally. When you supply your body with nitrate-rich foods, minerals, and simple daily habits that support nitric oxide, your vessels begin to respond again. They open, they breathe, they come back to life. That's the real science of performance. Not pills, not shortcuts, just restoring the very signal your body once mastered. Because when nitric oxide rises, everything that depends on blood flow rises with it. So now that you understand why plain water isn't enough and why nitric oxide is so essential, let's talk about what to actually add. The simple, natural ingredients that can turn your ordinary glass of water into something your blood vessels will thank you for. You don't need anything complicated or expensive. In fact, it starts with something you probably already have sitting in your kitchen: beets. Beetroot is one of nature's richest sources of dietary nitrates, the raw material your body uses to make nitric oxide. A teaspoon of beet powder or a small glass of beet juice in your water can dramatically increase nitric oxide levels in just a few hours. That means better circulation, more oxygen delivery, and yes, stronger, more reliable erections. The best part is, it works naturally with your body, not against it. Then there's something as simple as a squeeze of lemon or lime. Vitamin C helps preserve nitric oxide and keeps it active longer in your bloodstream. It also makes your drink refreshing and more alkaline, which supports hydration at a cellular level. Add a pinch of pink Himalayan salt or a few magnesium drops, and now you're giving your muscles and blood vessels the electrolytes they need to stay relaxed and responsive. Some people like to toss in a few mint leaves or a drop of chlorophyll. That's optional, but it helps cleanse the system and adds a fresh taste that makes you actually want to drink it every day. This isn't a complicated supplement routine. It's a small ritual that works quietly in the background, restoring the chemistry that age slowly took away. You feel it first as warmth in your hands, then clarity in your mind, and eventually strength where you thought it was gone. Because when you make your water smarter, your whole body starts remembering how to perform again. When we talk about stronger erections, what we're really talking about is blood flow, pure, simple circulation. Your erection is not an isolated event. It's a reflection of how well your arteries perform everywhere else in your body. If your blood vessels in the heart, the brain, or the legs are sluggish or stiff, you'll feel it first in the most sensitive part of your vascular system, the penis. It's like the body's early warning signal, whispering that your circulation needs help long before something serious shows up on a medical test. When nitric oxide drops and the vessels lose flexibility, the result isn't just weaker performance in bed. It's fatigue, brain fog, slower recovery, and that dull, heavy feeling men often describe but rarely talk about. It's all connected. The same small arteries that need to open during intimacy are made from the same tissue that feeds your heart and keeps your brain sharp. So when you start improving your nitric oxide levels and drinking water that actually nourishes your blood flow, you're not just working on your erections, you're protecting your entire vascular system. That's the beauty of it. Your sexual health and your cardiovascular health are two sides of the same coin. When one improves, the other follows. You'll start to notice you wake up more energized, your workouts feel smoother, your focus returns. The body responds as one unit because blood flow is life, and nitric oxide is what gives that life movement. It's time men stop seeing performance as vanity and start seeing it as vitality, because when your blood flows well, your body feels alive, your mind feels clear, and your confidence, in every sense, comes rushing back. Better flow isn't just about better nights. It's about reclaiming your strength, one heartbeat at a time. Now, once you've upgraded your water and started feeding your body what it truly needs, the next step is simple. Teach your blood to move again. Nitric oxide loves movement. It responds to rhythm, to oxygen, to the subtle pressure of your heartbeat working against gravity. That's why one of the best things you can do after any meal is walk. Just 5 minutes, nothing extreme. That little burst of movement tells your vessels, wake up, and your nitric oxide production rises naturally. It's a signal your body instantly understands. Sleep is another quiet but powerful booster. During deep sleep, your body resets hormone balance, repairs vessel walls, and restores nitric oxide levels that daytime stress burns away. When you consistently sleep less than 6 hours, you're not just tired, your vessels are exhausted too. So even 2 nights a week of real, uninterrupted rest can shift your chemistry back toward balance. Morning sunlight also matters more than most people realize. When sunlight hits your skin, it triggers nitric oxide release from stored reserves. Just 10 minutes of exposure without sunglasses, ideally before 10 a.m., can give your system a gentle push toward better circulation for the rest of the day. And here's one most men never think about. Stop using antiseptic mouthwash right before or after meals. The friendly bacteria in your mouth actually convert nitrates from your food into nitric oxide. When you kill those bacteria, you shut down one of your body's natural nitric oxide factories. So protect that ecosystem. It's part of your vitality network. These habits are small, but when you stack them together, they multiply each other's effects. Your body doesn't need a revolution. It needs rhythm, consistency, and respect for how it was designed to work. Because real strength isn't built overnight, it's restored one smart habit at a time. Now that you understand the science, the habits, and the chemistry behind it all, the real test begins, putting it into practice. I always tell people, don't overthink it. Just give your body 7 honest days. 7 days of starting your morning with the upgraded water, the beets, the lemon, the minerals, and let your body remember what good circulation actually feels like. Do it before your first coffee, before your phone, before the noise of the day begins. Hydrate with intention, not habit. By day 3, most men start to notice subtle changes: warmer hands and feet, a little more alertness, less of that fog that sits on your mind in the morning. By day 5, energy starts to feel smoother, steadier, not that sharp spike and crash pattern. And around the 1-week mark, something clicks. Morning wood that had faded starts to return, not forced, not chemical, but natural, like the body finally remembered how to do what it's always known. That's not magic, that's nitric oxide doing its job again. The point isn't perfection, it's proof. Once you feel that difference even once, you realize how much of your fatigue and low drive wasn't about age, it was about chemistry. You were running on low circulation, not low testosterone. Your body wasn't broken. It was waiting for the right signal. So stay with it. 7 days of smarter hydration, daily movement, better sleep, and sunlight. These are the simplest tools, yet they build the strongest foundation. You'll start to move with more confidence, think with more clarity, and feel a quiet strength returning from the inside out. Because at 50, you don't lose your power. You just forget how to turn it back on. And it all starts with what you put in your glass tomorrow morning.